Wide shot of the empty sandbox, marked with white chalk lines for the bridge foundation.
The yellow mini excavator moves into the frame, its tracks treading over the dry soil.
Close-up of the excavator's hydraulic arm extending toward the chalk line.
The bucket teeth bite into the dirt, curling to scoop a full load of earth. The excavator cabin rotates smoothly, dumping the dirt into a small heap to the side.
Macro shot of the dirt falling from the bucket, showing individual grains and pebbles.
The excavator repeats the digging motion on the right side of the marked area.
The bucket scrapes the bottom of the trench to level the surface.
A small RC vibrating plate compactor is lowered into the trench.
The compactor shakes, smoothing out the loose dirt into a hard-packed surface.
A tiny spirit level is placed inside the trench to check the grade.
Two precast concrete blocks are brought in by a small RC flatbed truck.
A miniature forklift carefully lifts one concrete block from the truck bed.
The forklift lowers the block into the left trench.
The second block is lowered into the right trench. The red RC crane drives into the construction site, its boom towering over the sandbox.
The crane outriggers extend and press firmly into the dirt for stability.
Close-up of the crane hook being lowered slowly toward the ground. A pile of weathered I-beams is shown lying on a wooden pallet nearby. The beam is lifted off the pallet, swinging gently in the air.
The crane rotates the beam toward the gap between the foundations.
Close-up of the beam end hovering inches above the left concrete foundation. The beam is lowered gently, making a metallic clink as it hits the concrete.
Macro shot of a tiny silver bolt being inserted into a pre-drilled hole in the steel. A miniature magnetic screwdriver turns the bolt clockwise.
The second main I-beam is lifted by the crane, parallel to the first.
The second beam is lowered into place on the right side.
Tightening the bolts on the second beam with a micro wrench.
Short cross beams are laid out on the ground in a row.
The crane lifts a small crossbeam and maneuvers it between the two main spans.
A micro tweezers tool is used to align the crossbeam holes with the main frame. A bolt is pushed through the joint, followed by a tiny hex nut.
Close-up of the wrench turning the nut until it's flush against the metal.
The crane installs the second and third crossbeams in quick succession.
A wide shot showing the skeletal frame of the bridge across the trench.
The excavator returns to push dirt around the foundation blocks to hide them. Macro shot of dirt spilling over the gray concrete block edges.
The excavator uses its bucket to pat down the dirt around the steel edges.
The crane lifts an X-shaped brace and lowers it onto the center of the frame.
Tiny pins are hammered into the junctions using a micro hammer.
A shot from underneath the bridge looking up through the steel lattice.
A stack of steel deck plates is lifted by the crane.
The first deck plate is positioned at the start of the bridge.
Close-up of the textured diamond plate pattern on the deck.
The second deck plate is lowered, clicking into the first.
The third and final deck plate completes the bridge floor.
A miniature soldering iron is used to spot weld or glue the railing posts.
Long steel tubes are slid through the railing posts.
Macro shot of the tiny railing joints being fastened.
The crane retracts its boom and prepares to move off-site. The outriggers are pulled back into the crane body.
The crane drives out of the frame, leaving the bridge standing solo.
The excavator uses its bucket to smooth the approach ramps on either side.
A small RC road roller drives over the dirt ramps to flatten them.
Close-up of the roller's steel drum crushing small dirt clods. A can of miniature air duster blows away loose dust from the bridge deck.
A small brush is used to clean the metallic joints and bolts.
The yellow excavator tracks away, its job finally finished.
The camera pans slowly across the length of the finished bridge.
Close-up of the weathered steel textures, showing artificial rust and wear.
The camera focuses on a perfectly tightened bolt head.
An RC dump truck enters the frame, loaded with heavy rocks.
The truck slowly approaches the first ramp of the bridge.
The front wheels of the truck touch the first steel deck plate.
The entire weight of the truck is now in the center of the span.
Close-up of the bridge underside, showing the cross beams resisting the load.
The truck drives off the other side of the bridge onto the dirt ramp.
The truck dumps its load of rocks on the other side of the bridge.
Wide shot of the bridge with the RC truck parked next to it.
A sunset-like lighting effect is applied to the scene, casting long shadows.
Macro shot of the bridge railing reflecting the warm golden light. The camera pulls back, showing the entire construction setup in the sandbox.
Final shot of the bridge with a project complete graphic overlay to slay.